You're watching USL League 2 postseason soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. The playoff journey through the rugged Central Conference kicks off in Iowa's capital city, and the first matchup pins the Deep North Division against the Great Lakes Division as the Thunder Bay Chill face off against AFC and Arbor. And hello, everyone. Delighted to have you with us here on this Friday afternoon from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines alongside my broadcast partner, Justin Forster. I'm Hunter Phillips. And Justin, just think about it. A couple of months ago, 122 teams embarked on this USL League 2 journey, and now it's down to 32 teams here in the playoffs. And we're going to get started with a really intriguing matchup here between Thunder Bay, a team that is finally back here in the postseason. It's been a while for them, but facing a very, I'd have to say, determined bunch in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, absolutely. Ann Arbor's second year, they've made the playoffs. And, you know, go back to the conference as well, Hunter. The conference means nothing now. It's the playoffs. It's one and done. You're coming out to fight. I've spoken to the coaching staff, and they're excited about this, and they're feeling pretty confident about their squad.
And even some fans traveled here to Des Moines as well to take this one all in. Again, the winner of this match will go on to face either the Des Moines Menace or RKC Third Coast on Sunday at 7 o'clock. In the next round, but they'll be settled out here first between the Thunder Bay Chill and AFC Ann Arbor. We'll step aside and take a break. When we come back, we'll continue to get you set for kickoff here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the whole difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
The sun is shining here on this Friday afternoon in Iowa's capital city. Thunder Bay Chill getting set to take on AFC Ann Arbor in the beginning set of the USL League 2 playoffs. Hunter Phillips and Justin Forster back here with you. And let's take a look at the most recent matches for both of these teams. And we begin with the Thunder Bay Chill, who, Justin, are riding a 10-match unbeaten streak right now. So they're playing some of their best soccer here down the stretch, and they beat Bavarian United. Really just sort of took care of business in that one, and they really feel like they have the team that can make some noise here in the playoffs. Yes, they do. And, you know, Brandon Birmingham, who played for the Menace last year, is not playing for Thunder Bay this time around. He's gone back to his college, but here you see Tempestili in the 10th minute scoring off a glorious ball over the goalkeeper, dipping into the top corner. He's going to be a player to watch out for here. And then coming off the bench, you can see Ananias scoring 2 quick goals, getting the first one here. As you can see, he's all excited. I did see him in training yesterday, and he seemed all confident. He said he's going to get another one. And how about this one with the left foot bender into the top corner to make it 3-0. And then the finishing touches were put on here for the Thunder Bay Chill as they worked it into their half. And it was Jamie Wynn that ended up receiving this really nice ball ahead. And, again, that was all that they needed there. Once they got that one goal, it felt like the Thunder Bay Chill. That's what really opened up the floodgates for them, taking down, again, Bavarian United. And meanwhile, on the other side for AFC Ann Arbor, they've lost 2 out of their last 3 matches, but sat out some starters, Justin, in their last match, falling 3-2 against Oakland County FC. Yeah, they went 2-0 up very early in the game. Showed a lot of confidence. They were playing well, but Oakland pressed them really hard in the second half. They scored 3 goals to win 3-2 and finish their season on top, but I don't think Ann Arbor really worried about it after taking care of business 5 days earlier against the same team. And here they are today, and like I said, when it gets to playoffs, it's anybody's game. Well, and they have faced a really tough schedule there in that Great Lakes division that also features the Flint City Bucks, who were the winners of the division. We'll go ahead and take another break. When we come back, we'll have kickoff for you here at Valley Stadium, as again it is Thunder Bay Chill facing AFC Ann Arbor on CISN.TV.
We are We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we
are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
So the starting 11's being announced here at Valley Stadium. And the round of 32 kicking off here today in West Des Moines as the Thunder Bay Chill go up against AFC and Arbor. It is the Deep North Division pinned against the Great Lakes Division here in Des Moines as part of the Central Conference bracket. And so there are a few newcomers to really both sides here, Justin, but all in all, a good combination of experience, but also, I mean, especially when you look at the AFC Ann Arbor squad, a lot of youth. And so we'll go ahead and pause for the national anthem for both Canada and for the United States here on CISN.TV.
1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
So welcome back to our coverage here on the Central Iowa Sports Network, the first of two USL League Two playoff matches that we'll have for you here at Valley Stadium. And to get things going, it will be Thunder Bay, the Chill, taking on the Mighty Oak of AFC Ann Arbor. Hunter Phillips, Justin Forster, delighted to have you with us once again for what's going to be a busy day of playoff football here in Des Moines, and this is really such an intriguing matchup when you look at it, and that, they're kind of, mixed in the same area, if you will. Of course, Ann Arbor coming out of Michigan, and then Thunder Bay from Ontario, Canada, but have yet to face one another, and what better time than right here in the postseason?
I know, and it's great to see new teams brought into the league as well. This is Ann Arbor's second year. Thunder Bay have been around for many, many years, and it was a great rivalry with the Des Moines Menace back in the past until they formed the Great Lake, Deep North as such. And they're just glad to be here, talking to the staff yesterday at training, and they're happy to be here. And, you know, their goal is they want to meet the Menace on Sunday, but you got to get through each and every game as it comes, because we're in the round of 32 now. And like I said, it's going to be exciting. I'm expecting an exciting match here, Hunter.
It will be a lot of fun to watch here, as you mentioned, just the team history of AFC Ann Arbor. Started in the Great Lakes Premier League and then moved to the NPSL in 2015. So, like you mentioned, a fairly new team. This is their first taste of the USL League Two playoffs. And for Thunder Bay, a long-awaited return. First time since 2017 that they made it to the playoffs, and that was a pretty big year for them as they made it to the championship match. Came up a little bit short there against Charlotte, but this is a team that whenever they make it to the postseason, historically they do pretty well.
Yes, they do. They just have that confidence about them and that fight. And like you mentioned, Hunter, when they get to this stage of the season in the playoffs, they generally do carry on all the way.
And again, a 10-match unbeaten streak for Thunder Bay, who is huddling there on your screen with a 9-1-2 record. On the road, 4-1-1. There is the starting 11 for the Thunder Bay Chill. Nathaniel Sala, the captain there, he is going to be starting in between the pipes, but a lot of talent spread throughout the field. Calzola, certainly one to watch there in the back end, a terrific defender. He was named the team's MVP. And then also one of the younger guys, Hugo Tavares, he was named the Rookie of the Year. But Tempestili, obviously, he is certainly capable of mixing things up there in the front half of their attacking formation. So they feel like this is a strong 11 that can compete with the best of them here in USL League Two.
Yeah, and what a lineup that is, Hunter, definitely.
And for AFC Ann Arbor, Donald Rowell, the captain there. Reese Miller, he has a lot of experience there at goal. Tiago Silva dos Santos. And then Sowerby there in the back. He'll be one to keep an eye on as well. So, two teams that, again, feel like they have the size, they feel like they have the experience, and feel like they have been tested enough to be able to start a very good run here in the playoffs that begins now here at Valley Stadium. 81 degrees is our temperature here in Des Moines. Mostly cloudy skies, but the sun will be popping up off and on throughout the course of the afternoon, and wind coming out of the north. So that will be to the left-hand side of your screen from 6 miles an hour. Angles there for the Thunder Bay Chill. A throw in for Jamie Wynn, who scored the final goal for Thunder Bay in their win against Bavarian. The Thunder Bay team, Justin, that you look at their numbers, they average just a shade under 2.5 goals per game, but they've only allowed 8 goals in their 12 matches this year, so they're already trying to get off to a good start off the back end. That was Mahler that was able to deflect that one, but an early quality chance.
What a save there by Mahler off the strike there of Perry. Perry finding himself just a yard of space on the left-hand side. It was an unbelievable strike, and as you can see, Thunder Bay Chill have already setting the standard here.
Yeah, trying to set the tone early is Thunder Bay. Mahler, he is a very good goalkeeper, and the Chill are going to have to really be able to find unique ways to get towards the goal. Mahler playing his collegiate soccer at Cornell from Baxter, Michigan, as you got a good look at just the extension right there. Tall goalkeeper and had to use every bit of that length there to be able to stop that heavy shot. So to differentiate the teams on your screen, Thunder Bay in the darker blue kits, white numerals there on the back. And in the white and light blue kits is AFC Ann Arbor. Continuing to work. There along this near flank was Thunder Bay. And so early on, Justin, they've really forced a lot of numbers in the back line for AFC Ann Arbor, who is kind of on their heels a little bit here within the first couple of minutes.
Yeah, the press is on you, and you can see this from Thunder Bay as they're pressing high up the field. As you can see, Ann Arbor just trying to clear that as they were trying to play out of the back with the pressure from Tempestili, just angling the ball into the right-hand side. It was well won, and as you can see, Thunder Bay are reverting into a back three with the two holding midfielders.
Tempestili crossed to the center. Oh, and another terrific save made by Moeller, but what a ball there from this near side for Thunder Bay.
Great opportunity there down the right-hand side, as you can see here. Lovely ball played in there by Engels. What a great delivery into the box, and great goalkeeping there from Moeller. Once again, pulling off another great save.
Kareem Perry sends the corner out to the outer half of the 8-yard box, but cleared out initially for AFC Ann Arbor. And one of the fairly new clubs in USL League 2. But a club that has deep roots that go back to 2014, not only have a successful men's program, but also a women's program as well, as Thunder Bay is continuing to apply the pressure here, and now it will be Kareem Perry to attempt the second corner here early, this time from the far corner. Swinged in, and Moeller is there to catch it in midair, and that will reset the table here for Ann Arbor.
Moeller obviously has been very, very busy here within the 5 minutes, pulling off two great saves. And what a ball here down the line here for Ann Arbor.
Collecting it is Hanush. Very good striker for AFC Ann Arbor. Now they position it to the back line and try to possibly work things here near side. Off the foot of Dite. Now give us our first look at Nathaniel Sala, goalkeeper from Hamburg, Germany, that plays his collegiate soccer not too far away from Des Moines at the University of Omaha. He was a Summit League all-newcomer selection, but clearly has developed that leadership role with this AFC or Thunder Bay Chill team, rather. At the center line, won by the Chill. There's a strong shot that just goes off to the right. Hugo Tavares.
Tavares was given enough space there to get the strike off, just going wide of Moeller's left-hand post. Tavares, you could tell, was really frustrated with himself there. Look at the press here from Gonzalez pressing the ball again wide, which is picked up at the back there by Pierre Leroy.
Dangerous play there outside for Sala.
So Sala showing his tricks and step overs in the box, just losing his footing, but there was Pierre Leroux again to pick up, and Thunder Bay are showing composure at the back under pressure as well, Hunter.
Well, and this is a team that, again, has only conceded 8 goals in a dozen matches, but right now that sets up a free kick here for AFC Ann Arbor. Taking it will be Soshi Fujioka. A lot White shirts lined up far and inside the box. Fujioka straight on. And Sala had to dive to make sure that wasn't going to go in, but an early good look there for AFC Ann Arbor.
So she hit that with venom. He took the risk there. So Sala was leaning more towards the center of his goal. Why not? He struck it well from distance. It could have paid off.
Fujioka from Tokyo, Japan, will be playing at Purdue Fort Wayne later on this fall. Nice slip up towards the front. It went off of Muller. It's still in, and it gets past the line, and it is a goal for the Thunder Bay Chill.
And that was Jamie Wynn. What a goal that was. This time beating Muller. Muller coming out to parry that ball, but what a delivery through. And Jamie Wynn inverting across the penalty area, finding that little gap. The communication across the line wasn't on, but look at this ball played in by Perry. Disguised ball in, and look at Jamie Wynn onto that, rebounding of Mullen into the far post corner.
Thunder Bay Chill goal scored by number 10, Jamie Wynn.
So Jamie Wynn with a goal in back-to-back matches, so he kicks off the postseason with a really nice individual effort. But the man who set that up, Abdul Karim Perry, is needing to be helped off the pitch here. And like how you said, just disguised that where, his body was shifted towards goal, but then almost like just faking out the defender, and that he was able to find Wynn, who has such great recognition of finding the different creases in the formation, and a lot of pressure put on Reese Muller here early, and just it finally broke through for Thunder Bay, who is known for a team that really can get things going in a hurry. They scored in the 11th minute in their last match of the regular season against Bavarian, and off to an equally strong start here.
It looks like Perry is done after he's sitting on the bench. The subs are warming up, but you look at his movement there. Maybe he's just been treated, but look at his movement as he cut in. He inverts in, he disguises the ball with his right foot as Jamie Wynn is timing his run, just bends it at the right moment, as then Arbor are trying to counter that right now.
Collecting it is Sala. So we will continue to keep an eye on the bench of Thunder Bay. Kareem Perry has really been a difference maker here this season for the Chill, who have it in the half of AFC Ann Arbor, but they are able to take it away. That was Rahil, the captain. Does go back to the Chill, who will throw it in. Beyond Lucas Engels.
And on the opposite side, you can see out of your picture, Julio Melo is just tucked in. So there's revert into a back three, and then the fullbacks invert them into the midfield just to clog up the central areas as Tempest Steely nearly gets dispossessed.
Trying to get out of that jam is Thunder Bay. A lot of quality pressure put on by Ann Arbor. And now a substitution will be coming in for Thunder Bay. And that will be Elliot Cutts. It will be a goal kick for Thunder Bay.
It's sad to see Perry go this early in the game, especially after that assist, but Cutts is also a very, very good player. Likes to get forward, he can score goals. As you see him on the ball here.
Quickly ahead is Cutts. And Muller knocks it away, but still pressure put on by the Chill. Deflected shot. That coming off of Gonzalez, the newcomer for Thunder Bay. Boy, just how quickly Thunder Bay can counter.
And they're exposing Ann Arbor down the flanks and the wide areas. just because they're exposing the space there. That was just sheer strength from Cuts coming off the bench. He had the option on the far side where he could have at least passed the ball. He went for the goal, and Mahler again with a third fantastic save.
Engels trying with the crosser. Now from the far side, the Chill. Cut it back outside the box. There's a shot. Goes off the top bar. And desperately having to clear it away from the dangerous areas, AFC and Arbor.
And that was Tempestili with the strike, getting the ball on his right foot like we saw in the highlights, scoring from outside the penalty area.
Cut off by the Chill. Engels, back-to-back shots that are getting blocked. Here is Mahler had no choice but to just punch that one up in the air as a member of AFC Ann Arbor is down, and that is Tiago dos Santos. But my goodness, Justin, the pressure that we are seeing here from all different areas of the pitch has just been fantastic to watch.
Yeah, and as Ann Arbor drop off deeper and deeper, you see as the Thunder Bay Chill formulate in a back three, they press higher up the field and squeeze the line. So there's not enough space for Ann Arbor to get out and clear the line into the areas, in the wide areas, because they're so deep, and even Ryan Hanosh has dropped deep. And it's just allowing Thunder Bay to press higher up the field.
Third corner kick for Thunder Bay. Nestled along the end line, and it will go out.
So Thunder Bay, with Perry going off, Jamie Winner switched to the left-hand side, and as you can see, Cuts in onto his right, and the substitute Cuts has come in on the right-hand side, and Jamie's gone to the left-hand side.
Towards the center, and Arbor here early, unable to build really any quality possessions, and maybe trying to change that here. Guite, Dos Santos, far side. Lume. Continuing to press forward is Thunder Bay. Haji Elder. One back by Thunder Bay. The Chill scoring in the 9th minute from Jamie Wynn, who was able to get it off the keeper, Mueller, and it rolled into the goal. Got a penalty here on AFC Ann Arbor. Making the quick turn is Gonzalez. Now go back to AFC Ann Arbor.
Gonzalez putting the pressure on. A little bit strong there from Julio Melo in the challenge, giving away a free kick. It's interesting to see the shape here of Thunder Bay and just how when they attack, if the ball's on the far left-hand side, on our near side here, Engels shifts in to act as a double six with Tempestili and operates more in the half space. And look at the press there from Leroux. Just coming in there, not allowing even Hanish to turn. It's pressure all the time. Again, you look at that interception there from Kafiro, as Engels has it here on our near side, deep inside the half of Thunder Bay.
Tavares will reset to the back line, who has been able to read what AFC Ann Arbor has been wanting to throw at them here in the early stages of this one.
A well-read challenge there from Fujioka, not allowing Engels to get past him. Nice little ball played in there by Watts. The movement as well from Thunder Bay off the ball is just absolutely fantastic. It's fluid, and it's been really difficult for Ann Arbor either to pick up, but they need to pass the players on. And I think that's the issue right now. They're not going with runners, but if they're going to pass the players on, they've got to call it and get them onto them.
still with Thunder Bay here far side. So that'll present a stoppage right there. So AFC Ann Arbor coming in 6-5-1. 2-4 record on the road. Led by second-year head coach Rob Aslani. Talk about another team that was really excited to be here. You got a chance to talk to them at the training ground yesterday, and being able to make the about 580-mile trek from Ann Arbor here to Des Moines, and just for these young lads to be able to experience a playoff soccer really says a lot about how the team has come together throughout the season.
Yeah, it's been remarkable. I mean, you look at it as well, because later on we've also got the team that's taking on the Menace in RKC. They're also young, first year making the playoffs. As you see here, look at this break here, Tempen Steely. But what a block that was there at the back by the recovering defender here for Ann Arbor.
Well, it really needed that, and we've seen Tempen Steely do really well when he is on the ball, and even moving when he is away, trying to put himself in a quality position. Hanish got past one. That was Leroux. Hanish gets it swiped away at the last moment. Ball here near side to Gite. Keeping it in play was Fujioka, but short-lived.
Fujioka complaining. He thought the whole ball didn't go over the line. The officials beg to differ on that.
Yeah, really close play there here on this near touchline, and knowing that especially against a quality defensive team in Thunder Bay, that when you're trying to build any kind of momentum there towards the attacking third, that those possessions have to have quality. But it was ruled out. Sala taking it himself as Thunder Bay works it along the far end. Thunder Bay is one of two USL League Two clubs that are in Canada, the other being FC Manitoba. But both teams had to travel just under 600 miles to get here to Des Moines. Had some time to be able to hit the training ground, but also do a little scouting ahead of this matchup. And again, the winner will face either the Des Moines Menace or RKC Third Coast on Sunday. What a terrific run out here for Thunder Bay. Trying to evade. There was Tavares, but knocked out by Muller, who's had to come up with one really quality save after another.
And yes, he has. He's kept Ann Arbor in the game with another great save there to the left-hand side of the goal line, going out for a corner. But as you could see earlier on the break, Rahil getting too close to his defender, to the attacker, as he pressed with him into the half, as they looked to press high against Thunder Bay. And he was caught out there, and they were very lucky as far as numbers down and overloads in the transition.
Low from Tavares, bicycle kick attempted by Elliot Cutts, who has really made a very big impact already with Abdul Kareem Perry still on the sidelines.
And again, they pressed the ball out wide, looking to find Hanush down the middle as he slipped. And it's picked up there at the back by Kafiro and starting the attack again. And look at the numbers behind the ball here. All those white jerseys. As at this point here, Thunder Bay are dominating the match. But Ann Arbor have shown that they can make things happen around the penalty area in the other half.
Methodically trying to work it around are the Chill. Engels looking to get a little crafty there with LaRoe. Still stays with the Chill.
And LaRoe's the center back, and look where he is. He's going on overlapping runs, but the cover's there as well, with players just slotting into position. With Calzola, they're just making it look very, very simple. As you can see, Thunder Bay have obviously had this group together, minus a few players that have gone back to college, notably Brandon Birmingham, and normally plays up front, who is their top goal scorer.
And even Bradley Sample as well. I mean, one of the top players in USL League 2 at his position this year, but just really that next man up mentality, and it shows not only the depth but the versatility that Thunder Bay has, and why this team is coming in with loads of confidence here in this return to the playoffs.
As you saw, Romeo Lumai just getting to that ball first, ahead of Jamie Wynn. But the pace up front is what they need to watch out for, to Ann Arbor. Because you've got Watts, you've got Gonzalez, and you've got Jamie Wynn now switched to the left-hand side. I mean, the pace these guys are offering is unbelievable right now. So as Ann Arbor revert to a back three, and they see this ball's going to be played long, they need to get side on and drop, see where the players' runs are, especially Jamie Wynn spinning out off the shoulders there, nearly catching Lumai.
Player for Thunder Bay is down on the pitch. So the athletic training staff will go out and tend to a member of the Chill. Also will present a bit of a hydration break for both of these teams here. And so Justin, having a little bit of time here, being in that coaching role and knowing that if you come out of here victorious, there's the quick turnaround where you're going to be playing on Sunday night. How do you balance the minutes and how you're able to get guys some much-needed rest, because you want to be as fresh as possible moving into the next round?
Yeah, the 48 hours isn't enough for recovery, especially at this level. At any level in a professional game or collegiate level, it's hard to bounce back. But just looking at the way Thunder Bay are coming out, and if they get another 2 goals, they might look at doing the changes in the 55th minute, 60th minute, around that time. But they still need to be careful. Ann Arbor, and we're talking playoffs now, the momentum of the game can change. Although they've had the momentum going forward, they've had loads of opportunities. Morlow's been absolutely fantastic in goal. Wynn managing to get that goal for deflection of Muller, but it's going to take one break that can change the momentum of the game. And Ann Arbor have shown the quality that they just haven't been technical around the penalty area. And I think that's just costing them, because they did have an opportunity earlier where Hanash didn't get a hold of the ball. And just the type of pass that's been played in as well. It's either played too wide. It'll come right eventually for them. I think it's more nerves at this point, and just how Thunder Bay have pressed and pressed and pressed. It really has shocked Ann Arbor, because watching some of their games previously, I mean, they are a very technical team, like to build up, and this is what Thunder Bay have done. They've done their homework and haven't allowed them to build up.
Coming up, Dos Santos. There it is in the penalty area, but Kafiro was right there. We should note that the player that was down for Thunder Bay, Jamie Wynn, who scored the first goal back in the 9th minute for Thunder Bay.
See the switch there with Gonzalez coming into the space, trying to draw players out of position, and Wynn now rotating with him, but it was well defended there at the back by Rahul.
Cuts. Far side. Shot. Just glancing by the right side. But they had a couple of different options there, either here near side, but then saw the matchup and decided to take yet another shot. So we get a better look at it that was set up by Cuts once again.
as you look at this cuts, playing it into Jamie Wynn. Jamie Wynn just cutting in and wrong footing his defender there, Luke Sowerby, and getting his strike. And he does need cover, extra cover from either one of the centre backs to get across or one of the midfielders to drop in and cover. He didn't have cover there, allowing Jamie Wynn the time and space to get the shot off. It's just something they need to watch out for. They need to take care of it probably now.
Quickly getting it in as Ann Arbor trying to equalize things here midway through the first half. First round of the USL League 2 playoffs. Maybe a few too many passes there that time out of AFC Ann Arbor. And here is Cuts once again and brings it across the half line. An offside is going to be called on Jose Gonzalez, the Spaniard, who again is one of the new names that is on this Thunder Bay team.
Yeah, Gonzalez has come in, but you can see the movement there. It was slightly offside, but again, working off the shoulder of Rahul, and it's causing problems. He's working off the shoulders. Luckily, it was offside as Rahul looked at his goalkeeper, Muller, as if to say, thank God for that.
Breathe a sigh of relief. Trying to play it ahead is Ann Arbor. How good has Kafiro been here along this back line for Thunder Bay, even at times playing forward?
Yeah, Kafiro has been absolutely fantastic. He didn't start in the last game, but maybe that was just to rest him. They haven't conceded. They've hardly conceded goals. You're looking at the season where it was 8 or 9 goals that Thunder Bay have conceded in the whole conference. And you can see by the organization and shape, their quality at the back. As you can see here, Pierre Durot on the ball. Looks very, very composed. Alongside him is Eduardo Calzola and Moses Kafira. And I've noticed how Calzola and Lurot rotate their positions at the back, from centre back to left centre back. And then on the other side of them, they've got Julio Melo, who's shown a bit of quality. So you look at that back line, you can see they've played together. There's the situation. Lurot didn't have to come into that space. He should have just passed Ryan Hanosh onto the midfield, and that was causing space in behind, but it was well covered there by Eduardo Calzola. And it could have been dangerous if the ball was played into the right area.
A little shaken up on the play was Luke Sorby. Just a close quarters right there as it just hit the noggin, and the referee right there to be able to allow Sowerby to be able to regroup. So I do believe that presents the hydration break for both sides now that we are at the 30-minute mark, but building off of the point of just how well-rounded a defensive unit this Thunder Bay team is. They've only conceded more than 1 goal twice, one of which was on July 7th when they played Minneapolis City SC, and the other being the last time that they lost, which was way back on June 2nd, their second match of the season against Rochester FC. And so for AFC Ann Arbor, again, it's really all about taking advantage of the opportunities on potential counters. And like you said, in the penalty area, have to be a little bit more decisive with your passes, because if not, we have seen Thunder Bay just really come out, be aggressive, and really just force the hand of AFC Ann Arbor.
Yes, they have. And things need to change a little bit for Ann Arbor. Maybe they want to see this out to half. But if you're going to press, so if Hanash is going to press, Guite is going to press, and Luke Benford are going to press the back line, that means the midfield needs to press up as well, because what I'm seeing here is Thunder Bay are finding little gaps in the midfield. They're finding Hugo Tavares and Tempestili, and they on the half turn looking to go forward, and they're dominating in that midfield. But they also have the inverted fullbacks of Julio Melo and Engels, which are causing problems. And when they invert, Jamie Wynn and Cuts get out wide into the wide areas on the left and right, or they're rotating with Jose Gonzalez. You know, unfortunately, Perry went out after that assist, but, you know, he was dynamite. He was threatening. It must have been a serious injury, but he could have caused more problems.
Certainly could have. And he was the one that delivered that very skillful pass that led Wynn to be able to net the opening goal of the match here as Ann Arbor trying to work here in the half of Thunder Bay. We'll set things up here for Felix Guite. Dos Santos. Hanish.
And look at Gonzalo there again, just to win that ball, covering, and the shifting and the how you see Thunder Bay workers. They win a free kick here, but how they work together as a unit and how they cover. You see Eduardo Calzola move across to win the ball, and then automatically Julio Melo just slots into his position at the back. It's like a well-knit unit here. You can see they're well coached by the staff. They've got a good coaching staff out there with Tony Calistro and Sean Phelan as the assistant.
Yellow card has been presented to Ann Arbor's number 11, Lucas Sowerby.
So Lucas Sowerby given the yellow card there on that foul. And so you mentioned Tony Calistro, actually his 15th year with this Thunder Bay team, who parted ways with Gio Petraglia during the off season, and sure enough, Coach Calistro was able to really invigorate a lot of life back into this Chill team. Again, he was coach back when going back to the PDL, of course, now the USL too, when they were champions back in 2008. And so certainly a welcome sight to have him back on the sidelines.
Yeah, it was very welcoming at training yesterday when I was thankful that RKC and Thunder Bay were acceptable of me coming down to the training session. As you can see here, the breakaway.
Great shot there from Benford with the left foot, and that will give Ann Arbor their first corner kick here of the half.
As you can see, what a ball played here by Fujioka into the space for Benford, taking his first touch, forcing the save out of Salah to the right-hand side, as you can see in his frustration, but a great passage of play there from Ann Arbor.
Fujioka and Benford will be teammates at Purdue Fort Wayne, so have to like that if you're the coaching staff seeing that connection build up. Trying to see if there was any kind of opening there on that shot. That was Adrian Barosin for Ann Arbor. But now here on the move again, it's Gonzalez. Gonzalez's shot off of Lume, who stood his ground.
Gonzalez creating space for himself as he off-balanced Lume at one point, and that's when he should have taken the strike because he had at least 3 yards of space, but he opted to take another touch, and there was Lume with the block.
Calling forward ahead is Benford.
And there was the cover from Calzola, just coming across as the ball went over the head of Pierre Leroux.
Textbook tackle there from Benford. Trying to will his team back here in the waning minutes of the first half. Throw in for Ann Arbor.
As Luke Summerby was getting forward on the far side, winning the throw in. You can see the momentum slightly changing here, but what Ann Arbor need to be careful of is being caught on the counter-attack where there is pace up front with Julio Gonzalez there. And this is where they need to be tight at the back here with Lume, Donnell Rahul as well, just making sure they win that first tackle because they don't want the ball going in behind them.
Possession clearly has been dominated by Thunder Bay in this first half, but we have seen some glimpses of Ann Arbor here out of the hydration break. Kafiro will push it back. Playing it forward is Leroux.
That's offside there. You could see that Jamie just came from an offside position to on as the ball was played. He spun out, but again, the rotation was on with, this time on our near side with Gonzalez and Watts. As Gonzalez comes into the space, he's not going to get the ball, and Watts is hitting the space and behind. And this is where the concentration needs to be at 100% with Ann Arbor, because if they follow players all over the place, it's going to create space in behind and they could get caught again.
Working from the center is Hanash. Sowerby gets it knocked away. There were a trio of dark blue shirts there for Thunder Bay that just all convened on the right back of AFC Ann Arbor.
You can see that Ann Arbor are trying to, just off the balls, trying to overload the central areas of Thunder Bay.
Getting it out of harm's way is Thunder Bay. But Tiago dos Santos there when you saw all three of those members for AFC and Arbor kind of cross paths a little bit, trying to, again, cause maybe some disruption in that back line for Thunder Bay. But the Chill been very stoic here in this first half.
Yeah, they've been very, very organized in the way they play. The rotations up front, like I said, have been causing problems. And this will be a moment here where they can rest in possession. As you can see, Wynn and Gonzalez out of your picture with their movement and rotation, but it was across the line. There was no direct movement up front in a more vertical way.
Cuts off the back foot of Rahill.
Another block there, but as you can see, Gonzalez coming into the space, just creating that yard or two for himself onto his left foot. Again, it was blocked on the edge of the penalty area. Engels on our near side, also high and wide.
Kafiro, Engels. Yeah, number 9 has been open far too often, I'm sure, for the liking for Ann Arbor.
Julio Mello comes inverted, and you notice off the ball how Wynn then hits the wide area touchline as you see him cutting in.
Just takes a chance there.
I think he was looking for what on the far post. He didn't quite connect that ball right.
And maybe he thought Cuts was going to be a little bit closer to the post there, but instead gives an opportunity here for AFC Ann Arbor to possibly place things into Thunder Bay's half.
I have noticed that Muller on every goal kick has gone to the right-hand side. It's been very, very predictable. He hasn't switched things up. Maybe there's options higher up the field and maybe wider just to switch things up, because now it's very, very predictable, especially in the way Thunder Bay are now shaping up off the ball on goal kicks. But it's basically how Gonzalez has set himself up. He's forcing the ball to go to the right-hand side. But this is where Muller should look forward, maybe change things up. I do like the fact they're playing out of the back, looking to play through the lines. But sometimes you need to change things up just to confuse Thunder Bay.
Tempest-Ely.
It's problem solving, make them think a little bit.
Yeah, because right now, Thunder Bay has really had a firm handle of what Ann Arbor is trying to deploy their way here in this first half. On the other side of the Central Conference bracket, Chicago City SC taking on Cleveland Force SC, and then Fort Wayne FC taking on Flint City Bucks later on in the evening. A loaded Central Conference, setting up for some terrific soccer here to start the playoffs.
So from that passage of play, the ball was played in behind Pierre Lugot, who then had to turn and defend, so he was sprinting right back there in the far side, under pressure, and this is what defenders hate. Do that a little more, test the back line, put them under pressure, get the rest of the players up, squeezing between the lines, as you see Jamie Wynn with a great touch there on the far side.
We did get a score update from that Chicago City match. Here on the rebound, stays out in front, trying to get a clean foot on it. Oh, how about Ann Arbor?
Block after block after block. Commitments in front of the ball, but it's Jamie Wynn on the far side. He's cutting in what I call the red zone in the half space in the penalty area, getting that ball onto his right foot, cutting in, but again, it was that man Muller at the back. Now, could this cost Thunder Bay in the long run, moving forward? Still at 1-0, but it's Muller that's keeping Ann Arbor in this game. Another fantastic block. But Jamie Wynn with his dynamic piece of play with a little fake, and he cuts in again, and another little fake, and he gets a shot off. You know, it's causing problems, and he even had the cover there with Lumai, and there was also Rahul there, and it's just something they need to eliminate the pass into him first. And that's all about angles and shape in the midfield and pressing the ball.
Adrian Barosin slips it through, a little further up.
Offside.
Well, just something that you cannot afford again is they're able to place that ball up there, but have to give it back to Thunder Bay.
Gite trying to stretch the line, then coming back to receive the ball, and it was definitely offside. Tempestili looking to dictate the pace again in the midfield. So Tempestili and Hugo Tavares have definitely dominated, especially playing out of the back and dictating the pace. It's off the ball now. You can see that Ann Arbor now shaped up, whether it's Ryan Hanush coming back into the midfield, or Summerby inverting from the far side, or it's Fujioka normally tends to just join into the back line to form a back four.
Tempestili here to Ingles. Deflected off of Barrison. Throw in here for Thunder Bay.
See, as that ball's played back into Kafira, the back line needs to get up to the top of the penalty area as quickly as possible just to squeeze the lines, because again, there's too much space in the midfield for when that ball comes out. On the far side there, you can see Julio Mello just inverting into the midfield. So now it becomes a midfield three, so there's rotations. You know, if Tempestili goes up, then it's Hugo Tavares and Mello, both operating in the central areas.
Beginning from the center, Tempestili. They have liked to work at the angles here near side as 4 additional minutes have been added in stoppage time. Looking for one more is Thunder Bay before going into half. And the update wanted to give you, Chicago City SC, speaking of dominant, 4-0 right now against Cleveland. That match started an hour before this one out in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So picking up where they left off, an unblemished record in the Heartland Division.
Yeah, I was talking to one of their coaches, Troy McCarroll. Actually had to go home to be with his family. His mom's not well, so ended up going home. But he told me that it was a little bit of a dip in form going into the playoffs. But obviously it seems to be working now with 4 goals in their half of the playoff series. And
we'll talk about making a statement here to start the playoffs. Trying to hang on is Barosin. But again, it's just been the pressure on both halves by Thunder Bay that has really dictated things here in this first half. LaRoe.
Julio Melo just knocked off the ball there, but possession has been kept.
Really shows the strength of Thunder Bay.
Angles inverted, and they're covering all the space, so the risk factor as that cross comes in.
Oh, dangerously hit back. That was Tavares. Calzola. That was Gonzalez. Sowerby for Ann Arbor.
Calzola putting the pressure on there, on Benford.
On the ball, Ann Arbor. No foul on the field.
Was playing advantage there on the foul on Benford. Good decision from the referee, but there was no advantage as Ryan Hanosh was knocked off the ball and the ball went backwards, so now he goes back to the foul.
So free kick upcoming here for Ann Arbor and for Soshi Fujioka.
Fujioka on the set plays. Showed us with the one strike already earlier on in the first half.
See the referee showing the boundary there. For Thunder Bay here is Fujioka nearly got off the head of Dos Santos, but instead right into the midst of Nathaniel Sala.
It's been given offside, and all Dos Santos really needed was just a little touch on that, but a dangerous free kick again.
So that will close out our opening half here at Valley Stadium. Thunder Bay getting the goal in the 9th minute to take the lead into the intermission against Ann Arbor here in West Des Moines. We'll step aside and take a break. When we come back, we'll have our halftime report for you here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
The Black Keys Dropout Boogie Tour. August 14th, 8 p.m., Iowa State Fair Grandstand in Des Moines. They want to get my gold on the ceiling. With special guest, the Velveteers, the Black Keys, live and loud. Reserve tickets on sale now through iowastatefair.org and at the Iowa State Fair ticket office. Convenience fees apply to all tickets.
A family's powerful story of loss.
My heart just sank. I just knew.
Definitely the worst day of my life, too.
Lexi was bringing a dog park to Creston before she was killed.
And how one girl's passion helped others move forward.
The family picked things up where Lexi left off.
This is something Lexi really wanted to do. To be frank, she's getting it done now.
Her story and her love for animals fueled this. It'll help her legacy live on forever.
Local 5 News. Your stories, our community. We are Iowa.
It's the DeArmond Ford Summer Sales Event. Lease a new 2023 F-150 STX Super Cab 4x4 for $399 a month. That's right, $399 a month. With 10% down first payment and all fees due at signing.
The Chicken in Orilla is a classic roadhouse joint serving chicken any way you want. All hand-cut, hand-breaded, and 100% satisfying. Chicken, just like your mama used to make. Bring the whole fam for all their favorites, and chicken so good you'll know why we could only call ourselves the Chicken. In the middle of nowhere, but just minutes from everywhere.
We have reached halftime at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. 1-0 Thunder Bay leads AFC Ann Arbor. Back here from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines, Hunter Phillips and Justin Forster, delighted to have you with us here for a doubleheader of playoff soccer here in Iowa's capital city. And playoffs are off and running here in this central conference. We mentioned really the strong start for Chicago City SC. They went final 4-1 in that win against Cleveland, and so clearly they're going to be a team that a lot of groups are going to be vying for. But, man, if you see Flint City, if they're able to come away with the win against Fort Wayne tonight, that could set up for something really special here later on in the week. But you see the bracket that we're concerned about here in Des Moines, Thunder Bay, of course, AFC Ann Arbor. The winner will face the winner of Des Moines, Menace, and RKC Third Coast. And the great thing is, you have Thunder Bay and Des Moines, two storied franchises when you look at it, and then some of the young up-and-coming teams in USL League 2. So we have a fine balance there.
Yeah, and talking to the staff and the ownership of Thunder Bay just yesterday, they're a little upset that they're not in the same conference as the Menace because there was this huge rivalry, and he says things are meant to happen, and we're back here this weekend.
Yeah, it really meant to be here, and see if it's going to be scripted that way. So far, it's been a good half here for Thunder Bay, dominated in the possession, and were able to notch the early goal to take the advantage here after 45-plus minutes of play. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have first-half highlights for you and get you set for the second half here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
When I think about the Mini Pitch Initiative, I think about creating equal access to allow youth to have confidence in themselves, to develop teamwork. For me, sports were always a huge part of my life, and I want other people to have that same experience that I did. When you revitalize space in the community, you're able to allow people to come together. We've worked really hard with the U.S. Soccer Foundation over the past couple years and bringing pitches all over the country. We're really proud of being able to create spaces for kids to play and grow. At the end of the day, soccer is just a conduit. It's allowing kids to develop and give them the tools that they need for life. That's what soccer means to me.
It is halftime here in West Des Moines. Thunder Bay leading AFC Ann Arbor 1-0 here at the break. And let's see how that first half played out. And Justin, really Thunder Bay not wasting any time to get going. The opportunities for Ann Arbor really few and far between. But, we did see that one free kick from Fujioka that had a chance. Otherwise, it was kind of slim pickings in terms of their opportunities and not being able to take advantage, but certainly Thunder Bay looked very, very sharp there in that first half.
In the first 5 minutes, Muller was so busy with 3 back-to-back saves, but this was the chance that Fujioka had for Ann Arbor as he lines this up, looking to cross it in, tight angle, just strikes it with a bit of dip to Solo's right-hand post. He would have had that covered looking at that angle. But then you've got to look at this. Perry, who went off injured after that, and the run here from Jamie Wynn just deflecting off Muller. One he didn't get a hold of, going into the opposite bottom corner. And what a fantastic goal and what a build-up. But that man, Muller, has been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, you could pretty much say the score could be a lot different here after one half. You look at some of the phenomenal plays that he was able to make between the pipes. That one very close from Tempest Steely that hit the crossbar, and that was a huge sigh of relief for Ann Arbor. Cuts came in for relief for Perry. A strong shot sent there by Tavares, but Muller on cue. One big save after another he was able to complete there in the first half. And then this was a really good ball from Fujioka ahead to Benford, who had some pretty good moments there, but it was well taken care of by Nathaniel Sala at goal. So that has it where we're at right now, a 1-0 lead for the Chill of Thunder Bay here at Valley Stadium. We'll take another break. When we come back, we'll get you all set up for the second half of action next here on a sun-soaked Friday afternoon here in Iowa on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
The Royal Mile, where everyone's a wee bit British. The Royal Mile is downtown Des Moines' living room with classic pub favourites. Pair them with a glass of whiskey or an expertly poured Guinness. It's bloody brilliant. The Royal Mile, a proper British pub.
Not too many places hit all the right notes. But when it comes to great atmosphere and delicious scratch-made food, Truman's is the name to know. Game days are for Chiefs fans, but every day is for the food fans. Truman's, get to know us by name.
It takes a village to empower a young person to achieve their full potential. Yet today in America, 1 in 3 kids are growing up without a mentor. Together, we can change this. You can be that someone for a young person by becoming a mentor. Join the village. Big brothers, big sisters. Become a big today.
Both sides making their way out on the pitch, getting ready for the second half of action here in this USL League 2 playoff featuring Thunder Bay and AFC Ann Arbor. And it is the Chill with the advantage at halftime. Hunter Phillips and Justin Forster back here with you. And so, all right, Coach Forster, what do you think the conversations were there in the locker room at half? I mean, you have to be pretty pleased if you're Thunder Bay to a certain extent. You probably should feel like you should be up by more than one goal. But on the other hand, what does AFC and Arbor need to do to really kind of make things honest here and try to flip the momentum in this game?
Well, I think for Thunder Bay Chill, it's to finish your chances, be a little more technical, put the nail in the coffin. I think that's what they're talking about. And Arbor, when the ball gets forward, can somebody post up? Can someone hold the ball and wait for support to come in? Because the three at the back in Pierre Lerotte, Calzola and Kafira, they're winning every single ball that's played in there. One or two do cause problems. Or get the ball in behind, make the three defend a little bit deeper, stretch the line, but it's got to be done with a purpose. And I think that's the issue. And just being a little more technical and clinical around the penalty area. At the back, they just need to watch the runners and the interchanging of Jose Gonzalez coming into the space. And it's rhythm, it's machine work, it's cuts either hitting the space or it's Jamie Wynn hitting the space. They've got to watch Jamie cutting in onto his right foot. But it's the press, not allowing Thunder Bay to play out of the back. Make sure you've got the numbers in the midfield. keeping the ball server, whoever's on the ball keeper's head down so he doesn't deliver, because they're finding Jamie out on the diagonal. And then there's nobody in the midfield, either Nagielda or Thiago dos Santos. There's no cover with the right back, whether it be Luke Sowerby on the right, which has been a problem. Fujioka has been okay on the left-hand side. He's managing to read the game a little more now, and he's a little more comfortable, but it's coming from the midfield and losing possession, and Arbor need to tighten up in those areas. I still think that Arbor, talking about them, they do have a goal in them. I sense it, but if Thunder Bay score again, they'll probably score a third one very quickly. And thanks to Muller, keeping Ann Arbor in the game.
He made some incredible plays there between the pipes there in the first half, and I'm sure he wants to see his mates down on the other end of the pitch here for good portions of the second half. You see already out on the pitch is Thunder Bay, again in the dark blue and white kits, while AFC Ann Arbor will be making their way out here shortly. Light blue and white kits here in the first ever meeting between these two clubs, coming here at the beginning of the USL League 2 playoffs. And so really seemed like a determined bunch for Thunder Bay early on, and that just goes back to the leadership of Coach Calistro, Tony Calistro, again in his 15th season, knowing what it takes to be able to prime the team ready for this time of year in the playoffs. But then Rob Islani has really been able to get his guys to buy in here, and although they have lost in 2 of their final 3 matches of the regular season, just feeling as though, like you said, that they have that scoring within them, and maybe after experiencing what Thunder Bay was able to do there in the first half, see if they can make the proper adjustments. But it's kind of, like we talked about in the beginning of our halftime show, Justin, is the fact that you have one team that, has a great history in the playoffs and another that's trying to create their own history here, which just adds just a very unique dynamic to this match.
Yeah, it does. And, they've come here as the underdogs, but they want to prove a point. They want to show the league as well as the conference that there's a reason why they're here, and they're here to win. And like I said, conference goes out the door now. It's one and done as you come here. In the playoffs, you win, you go on till Sunday. And I think there'll be 45 minutes of fight here from Ann Arbor. And like I said earlier, thanks to Muller, keeping them in the game. They do need someone up front. I think they're going to make a change here. I wonder if that's going to be a positional change up front as we see it happening now.
And we do want to thank everyone for joining us here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. And Justin, I understand that we know that there are some watch parties happening up in Thunder Bay. There's no doubt about it, but also in Ann Arbor as well, too. Passionate fan bases. There are fans from Ann Arbor that made the drive here. They have certainly been very vocal cheering on their guys here, but giving a shout out to all the fans watching back home here on CISN.TV.
And it looks like it's Guite that's been taken off at halftime, and Alex Diak has come in to replace him. Actually, Richard Kodjo has replaced him.
So see if that can kind of ignite something here for Ann Arbor, as we're off and running here in the second half. But it gets called off, and we'll do it once again right in the middle of the Valley Tiger logo here at Valley Stadium.
Substitution at halftime for AFC Ann Arbor. Entering the game, number 16, Richard Kodjo, replacing number 21, Steven.
Go to Ann Arbor there on the fraction there by Thunder Bay.
Cuts coming across, just using his hand as a disguise to keep possession of that ball. So it looks like it's Richard Kodjo coming in replacement into the midfield. It looks like it.
There's a good early shot there, placed by Ann Arbor, and Sala had to come out to make the diving stop.
Yeah, Sala brought into action very early in the second half. It was a great strike on the far side.
So this will be the second corner kick here for AFC Ann Arbor here in this contest. High end swinger there to the center. And Lume was the one to get the last touch on it before it went out of play.
It was Adrian Barroson who got the strike off, and it's a good start so far by Ann Arbor. As you can see, they've come out and they're looking to get into the faces of Thunder Bay for the start. And looking at this change here with Richard Kodjo coming into the game, I wonder what kind of an impact he's going to have, an influence he's going to have for his side going forward.
But clearly that was something that Coach Aswani thought needed to be made there in that grouping. Lume, Hanash.
Very good defending there by Kafiro, just getting his body in front of Kanash and just holding him back as Salah and the relationship. Salah looks very, very comfortable coming off his line, just passing it out the back with confidence.
Stepping it ahead, Tempestili. And knocked out by Lume.
Lume doing well there. Tempestili just taking the time to come back onto his right foot, allowing Lume that time just to get back and block that cross. If he would have gone with his left foot, I'm sure he would have made it across, but he had blue shirts in there just in the central area of the penalty area.
This will be corner kick number 5 in the match for Thunder Bay. Hugo Tavares, member of the U20 Canada World Cup team, headed and just over, and maybe getting a touch on it was the keeper.
Pierre Leroy with the header. Again, Muller just tipping the ball over the crossbar. But Leroy peeling off off the shoulder of the defender, and he was unmarked again.
So Reese Mahler at 6'3" tall has had to use all of his frame here to be able to deflect not only headers but very strong quality shots from Thunder Bay. Going out to Gonzalez. Kafiro nearly had a good look at a header, playing a little bit further in. Leroux.
But look how quickly the blue shirts are around the white shirts winning the ball.
And now in the penalty area. And what do we got here?
Penalty. And you could see all the peels from all over. And it was definitely a penalty as Hugo Tavares, watch here as he gets this ball. He does a little step over. He's still on the ball. He's under pressure. As he comes in, Fujiyaka going in for the slide tackle, but the leading arm was up in the air, so it's definitely a penalty. The confidence in the way Muller's playing, I won't be surprised if he doesn't save this.
Jose Gonzalez.
No jinx on Thunder Bay and Jose Gonzalez.
The new striker looking to make a statement here in the playoffs for Thunder Bay. While Muller's trying to come up with what would be a big stop. Gonzalez! Upper right half. And a big 2-0 lead here for Thunder Bay.
Well, unbelievable strike there. It was a 3-step run-up by the looks of it. Off at an angle on the left. I thought he was going to go for placement. He did not. Muller diving to the right side, the left-hand side of the goal. And there he is. Gonzalez going straight down the middle with that strike. Great composure on the penalty there by that big man.
So taking advantage of the penalty, Thunder Bay. Has to be a bit dejecting for AFC Ann Arbor, who in the first 3 to 4 minutes were able to build quality touches. But it was, again, all of those dark blue shirts that were surrounding the ball and just really were relentless in their pursuits. And they're able to have the multi-goal lead. Again, a team that averages 2.3 goals per match is Thunder Bay. Strong start to the first half and a strong start here to the second half for the Chill.
The inverted movement into the space there from Calzola, just allowing just a slight angle and a few yards of space just to receive the ball from Wynn. But the center backs aren't shy to step into the midfield to offer overloads in possession and angles to create. I saw Pierre Legot in the first half. He did the same thing. And it does cause problems, especially if nobody goes with them. So somebody has to go with them. But it happens so quickly, and it's rhythm. It's just the way they do it.
Tavares sends it far side. Going off to the left there. That was
Tempestili with the strike again.
Had a really clean look.
He's frustrated because in the last game they played, he scored an absolute cracker that came off the crossbar and went into the goal. He had one in the first half off the crossbar. He's spending too much time in training with the crossbar challenge. I think that's the problem right now.
Wanting to make the spectacular goal instead of maybe the routine one, if you will. But no, Tempestili has been one of many members of the Chill that has been on the ball and has had very good looks here to start.
It was a good ball, but very difficult on the far side to be brought down by Benford. He had no support as well. He did well to get up there and keep the ball in, but there was too many blue shirts around to pick up the pieces and the second ball.
Leroux out into the half. Moeller.
Great piece of skill on the far side, just riding the defender, and that lovely ball played across. But there was Muller. Good starting position. His positional play was good, just clearing his lines.
Sowerby throwing it in for AFC Ann Arbor. Trying to build confidence here. Down 2 goals. Hanush gets past one defender. Kafiro. How solid he has been today as it's a 1v1 chase for it by Hanush.
Appeals from the bench there as well as from the players, including Barrison, all approaching the referee. There was a fair shot, but you see how quickly Kafiro recovered to get that ball. There was a slight pushing behind it, hard from our angle up here in the booth, but the referee didn't have anything to do with it, just signaled for a goal kick right away.
Well, just you could sense the frustration there from Barrison. But the physicality, sorry to interrupt you there, Justin, has certainly been won by Thunder Bay here.
Oh, absolutely. You can see it and how quickly they press. There's just this urgency about them. They want that ball back and they're hungry. They just swarm around it. As you saw there, Julio Mello tracking in, but Hanush came in between the lines, created that space for himself on the half turn, but Julio Mello chased him, managed to find him.
And now going up once again and putting that one through
for the
Jamie
second
Wynn.
goal.
Jamie Wynn makes it a 3-0 lead for Thunder Bay. And AFC Ann Arbor just lost track of number 10.
But look at this here, the ball that was played in absolutely pin perfect. Jamie Wynn running off the shoulder of Lumai, and what a great finish, great composure. I've seen him do this before in previous matches, just opened the hips up and he just planted the ball past Muller's left-hand side and putting them up now by 3-0. I would expect to see a few changes coming in shortly, I'd say in about another 10 minutes or so.
Jamie Wynn, who is from Dublin, Ireland. Carrying his team here in the first round of the playoffs. Attended William Carey University. Was offside a little bit earlier here in the second half, but that time, again, that ball that was just placed perfectly in stride for Wynn, who was able to take care of the rest. So goal in the first half and now a goal here in the second half. So now if you're Ann Arbor, how do you try to create something positive here in what's been really utter dominance in terms of possession by Thunder Bay?
Yeah, I think they just need to go out and enjoy the rest of the game and get a goal back, but they need to keep it tight at the back. So if you're going to push players forward, you've also got to make sure that you tight at the back, especially in transition, and you're pressing a little bit higher. As you can see, as that ball's played in, but it's good control there from Jose Gonzalez. I mean, the recoveries here from Ann Arbor, they're not as quick. You see at the back there. And there's some issues as far as the ball. That ball that was played in, Lumay caught, didn't drop as the ball was played. It was a great ball played in on the assist for Jamie Wynn. You've got to drop. You've got to read it. If you're the center back and Jamie Wynn is so quick off the shoulders, he's just got that unbelievable change of pace. You've got to drop. You've got to drop quickly.
Nobody was there, and Wynn was able to take advantage. Julio Mello with a strong throw in. Cleared away by Ann Arbor. But it will remain with the Chill.
You see how quickly here, Pierre Lurot coming across. He wanted to take that throw, and he's told just to slow it down as we see an injury on in the deep inside the half, and I believe that is trying to get a look on the number. Julio Mello?
I think that is 9 Gonzalez. Nope, check that. Here on the near side of the pitch, I believe you are right, that is Mello who did
looks like
throw
cramp.
in.
Looks like cramp as well.
Again, there is a bit of humidity here in Des Moines. And like we've seen at the 30-minute marks of each half, going to have a hydration break, but certainly this is the product of playing in the heat of the summer here. Thunder Bay was up 1-0 at half, but then were able to tally goals in the 50th minute from Jose Gonzalez on a penalty kick, and that just really opened things up even more so for Thunder Bay as Jamie Wynn scored the most recent goal, the 55th minute, to make this a 3-0 contest. And able to get up was Mello, but will have to walk off.
Be waved back onto the field as he's limping away. And is this the time to make the change? And yes, it is. It looks like they're going to make this change. 2 changes, it looks like, and this is the time to now rest players.
Mattia Rowley will be one of the new members coming in for the Chill.
Tempestilli looks like he is also on his way out.
And Marc-Louis Lair will also enter for the first time here this afternoon for Thunder Bay. A quick turn here from Hanush. Dos Santos.
Just want to confirm, did it look like Engels? I think he's still in, just trying to confirm that.
Engels
is still in, yeah.
there along this near flank for Thunder Bay. Calzola.
Two substitutions for Thunder Bay. First off, entering the game, number 19, Mark-Louis Lair, replacing number 6, Federico Tempest.
They go back to
Also into the game, number
Calzola
2, Mattia Roli.
from Perugia, Italy,
Number 20,
and the team's
Julio
MVP voted on this season. Deeper pressure there on Nathaniel Sala, placed by AFC Ann Arbor. Now seeing a few more reserves out here for the Chill. Jamie Wynn. Here's Engels, but it's cut off by Rahil, the captain. On the ball, initial cutback, and that was Gonzalez. Boy, just had that one little hesitation there, and then was able to put up a strong chance for Thunder Bay. Have to be really impressed with him and how he has been able to deliver, able to create another set piece here for Thunder Bay.
Yeah, and he's been pinpoint with his set pieces as Tavares, the young under 20 national team player from Canada.
Searching for the far post, Leroux. Try to get it past Moeller. There with his back to the net. Now they are going to instead give it back to Thunder Bay. It will be another corner. And Arbor thought that it was going to be a goal kick last off of Thunder Bay, but the officials award yet another corner here for Thunder Bay, who has put up 2 goals here in the second half to take a commanding lead. Tavares here near post looking for the row. A little too far for him to collect.
Leroux just peeling off the far post there, and again Tavares finding him.
Luke Sowerby. Barrison from the middle. Barrison once again. Will put it back. Plays it up for Sowerby, who is going to be called offside.
He's got to watch the line. He's got to see that. It was a great ball played in for him. He's got to read those. You can see the frustration in some of the other players.
So the urgency picking up even more so here for Ann Arbor. Trying to force a mistake here along the backside for Thunder Bay, who has just been awfully crisp. And their attacking formations here this afternoon.
See Marc-Louis Lure has come into the game, as we can get back to that, as Tempestillia has taken a break. A well-earned break. He's a little frustrated because he didn't score. He hit the crossbar. He came close in the second half. His work rate was great, and I feel that Thunder Bay are quite happy with the result right now, where they can make additional changes and get some fresh legs in. As you see Lure going in for the tackle there. Great cover on the far side.
And that was against Benford, who comes up with the tackle. Benford. Barrison nestled far corner. With the balancing act, couldn't quite stay in.
Look at Kafiro again. He hasn't put a foot wrong. His recoveries are good. He's winning his tackles. He's very, very strong. He reads the game well as he just plays the ball out there. And fair play and sportsmanship as Barrison needs a little assistance, but he is up and he makes his way to the sideline. I think he'll be fine. Looks like everybody needs some water out there.
Both teams have really exerted a lot of energy here this afternoon in what has been the hottest portion of the day.
Well, the fitness levels of Thunder Bay are phenomenal. They've kept going, and from start right up to now in the 66th minute.
Going back more to Kafiro, who goes to Carleton University. So a native Canadian who has been just so steady there along the back. And when you can combine that with someone like Eduardo Calzola, and when your captain is the keeper right there, Sala.
Look at Sala just playing the ball with ease over across to Pierre Lurod. It's something they've done before, and obviously it's like in training when you play a small-sided game. Salah just looks so confident on the ball. It's just no big deal. I'll just play it behind you, Pierre. Just why don't you just turn and get that? But there was no pressure, and his communication, like you said, he's a leader at the back there. His communication is phenomenal. He's talking to the Kafiro and so would be on the far side, just getting them well organized and making sure they're picking up their players, like a goalkeeper should be doing.
And like we've seen here, the strength of this Thunder Bay squad is really in the back, but boy, we've seen the balance from the midfielders there at the wing position to the strikers as well. A lot of depth that also has been able to get experience here in this first taste of the playoffs. And you know that is going to be key, obviously, if they can come away with this one and await the winner of the match to follow between the Menace and RKC Third Coast.
Lure just stepping into that space, and then you see Pierre Leroc just moving forward into the space. It's just creating the overloads in the midfield, and that's where it's so fluent with this team, Thunder Bay. It happens naturally, and I can see how they've scored so many goals this season.
Ooh, and there was another one that was nearly put into the back of the net.
As we have another player down, but again, that was well taken. Good strike, and again, Moller just tipping the ball over the crossbar.
Well, and the shots that have been put up by Thunder Bay have been well spread out. And so it appears as though there will be at least one substitution coming in here for Ann Arbor. Maybe two, one of those being the new keeper. In fact, I think we may have three new players come out here for AFC Ann Arbor.
So it's Muller, the goalkeeper, he's had a fantastic game as he just tipped that one over the crossbar.
Coming off the pitch is Adrian Barrison for Ann Arbor. So a new keeper will come in here, as it will be a corner for Thunder Bay. Also coming off the pitch will be Donald Rahill, the captain. Taisei Arima, one of the substitutions. The new keeper is Yusu Owendino. Another close header there off that corner kick.
Not really the right time to bring your keeper on to defend a corner. But that was nodded over the crossbar.
Going deeper into the bench now will be Thunder Bay. They have three members waiting along the sideline.
Three substitutions for Ann Arbor. Entering the game, number 6, Alex Diak.
Diak also entering for Ann Arbor.
USL Ovendemo, along with number 13, Taisei Arima,
Alexander Piquet in for Thunder Bay.
Number 5, the goalkeeper, Donal Rabel. And number 10, Adrian Barroson.
It will be a goal kick for Ann Arbor. Sullivan Silva also in for Thunder Bay. Giving players a lot of experience here, but how about Ann Arbor coming back and pushing one through?
Hanush just getting that ball onto his right foot as Thunder Bay were caught in transition, especially with all those substitutions coming in. It slowed the game down.
Another goal scored by number 17, Ryan Hanash.
But Hanash coming in, as you can see here in the replay. But what a ball played into Hanash. Hanash finding himself in a situation 1v1 against Colzola and just places the ball past Salah's left-hand post.
Hanash will be entering his first year of collegiate soccer at Butler. Farmington Hills, Michigan native. Tallies the first goal of the playoffs here for Ann Arbor. And also wanted to touch on the final substitution that is in for Thunder Bay, and that is Brian Ananias, who scored not one but 2 goals against Bavarian United in their regular season finale. And he has the ball here. Back to Tavares. Tavares circles around, but sent away by Fujioka.
Replacing number 10, Jamie Wynn.
So Jamie Wynn comes off the pitch. They're among those slew of substitutions for Thunder Bay. What a match for him, notching 2 goals and really putting himself in a good spot, and his mates been able to link up with him. One in the first half, one in the second half, so 2 goals for Wynn.
See how quickly they win the ball back there. Colzola just stepping in and just applying that pressure. The press is so quick, and you can see Thunder Bay have practiced this. You can see it's routine. As soon as the ball's lost in transition, they look to win it back quickly. Although Hanush has got that ball back, now you can see a press of the white jerseys there of Ann Arbor as that ball's played forward. But you can see now there's a little more urgency because there's only 2 goals in it. Coming up to 16 minutes left of the game, Hunter, anything can happen. It takes 1 more to come back into the game. Ann Arbor need to stay disciplined and sharp at the back. As the ball's headed away there by Lumet.
I'm sure that's what head coach Tony Calistro is preaching from the sideline to his team, is that this is far from over. Kafiro getting ahead enough on that one, as that was Kojo, the nearest member there for AFC Ann Arbor.
Karima just playing a lovely ball in there, looking for Kojo. But again, it's Kafiro as he comes across. He does so well getting his body between the player and the ball and leading that ball into this goalkeeper Salah, as we see a yellow card here.
And that will be given to Mattia Rolli, who just checked in. Another closer look at it.
As you can see, it goes into that challenge on Arima. Now you can't afford another infringement here and get a red card. You're suspended for the next game on Sunday, so you really got to stay disciplined.
This will be Fujioka. And cleared away by Thunder Bay.
card has been presented to Thunder Bay's number 2 at Raleigh.
As you can see, Alder had to turn on that very, very swiftly as he was put under pressure there by Sully Silva.
And so we have reached our hydration break here with just about 15 minutes, give or take, left here in regulation. So one goal was scored in the first half. It was a 1-0 advantage for Thunder Bay, but now we've seen 3 combined goals netted here in the second half. And so what we'll see out of this hydration break will certainly be key here, but that had to feel really good for Ann Arbor to get on the board and really take advantage of the number of substitutions that came in there in that sequence for Thunder Bay.
Yeah, you know, against the run of play, and with the substitutions coming in like that, now there's a little bit of a dip in the players' mentality and it's staying switched on. You see how quickly that goal came about. All of a sudden, Hanusha's 1v1 against Calzola just creates that yard of space as Calzola dropped off. And then Calzola, you look at him, he's squared up. Salah was unsighted and it was just played into Salah's bottom left-hand corner. Then you look at Silva, who's come in. He's the oldest player in Thunder Bay's team. He's 35 years old. He's been with that squad, and I'm sure, you know, he's played probably against Charlie Bales back in the day when he was playing for the Menace.
Right.
You know, and he's still prodding along, and he's talking to the coaching staff. You know, he's Brazilian, and he's made Thunder Bay his home. So now he's a citizen, naturalized citizen, and loving it there in Thunder Bay. But, you know, coming from Brazil and it's lovely weather down there just to deal with the winters. And
a little different in Thunder Bay, which is up in Ontario right near the Canadian-U.S. border. But talking about Thunder Bay, I mean, they have a grassroots program up there that's just continuing to grow. Again, this was a club that was founded in 2000. And just the popularity of the game has really grown, not only in Canada, but also in the area there of Thunder Bay. And we're seeing a lot of quality players be able to come in for the chill.
You know, they're pulling massive crowds to their matches, and, you know, they play on grass as well. So it's a slight difference to playing on turf.
This will be Ananias headed out, but stays with Thunder Bay.
Benford just managing to get ahead to that, just clearing his lines. But you see how quickly it's picked up here by Thunder Bay.
Cafiro goes to the center to Tavares. Ananias, when given space, he is dangerous. Ananias, oh, and well played. And Wendeno, the keeper for Ann Arbor, but he has been thrust into action here early.
Well, Guindano taking over from Muller, but look at this. I had a feeling Ananias was going to come into his left foot, cutting in. What a great strike. As Buendueno coming across the ball with his right hand, parrying it out for a corner.
And Ananias was the man of the match against Bavarian United. Placed a very good ball there. Near post inside the 6-yard box. Looking to counter is Ann Arbor.
Again, look at the pressure there from Lurad and Calzola. Both pressuring the players. The ball comes in, one steps in front. They're winning that ball quickly. If you're not aware of it, you're going to get caught on the ball.
Wendeno up to retrieve it for Ann Arbor. Starting to see some of the shadows here at Valley Stadium, and talking about a big crowd. Nearly 4,000 people packed the Valley, as it's commonly called here, for the Menace. Expecting a big crowd for the nightcap here of our playoff doubleheader, in which one of the new teams on the block, RKC Third Coast, coming into hostile territory. 7 o'clock will be the kickoff time. And again, we'll have that for you here on Central Iowa Sports Network. Sowerby. And it goes to Sala.
You can sense the frustration down there on the field with some of the players. And, you know, it is hot and the sun's come out. I'm sure we'll see another 2 changes coming in for Arbor. Once they got that goal back, I'm sure the coaching staff were like, let's just wait here a second. Maybe we can pinch one. And this could be a thrilling finale here.
Benford, who does have a shot on goal here tonight, had it for a brief moment. That one is sent out.
Benford looking for the quick combination there with Arima as Benford played the ball into feet. Arima looking to dink it over as Benford carried on his run, but there was Pierre Lerotte again just to clear the lines. And just looking at Thunder Bay here, they're quite content with numbers behind the ball, just sitting in and forcing the ball to go sideways and backwards. As you can see, it's all the way back to Quindena.
Contact there off of that kick from goal.
Roddy's got to be careful because he is on a yellow card. He's got to be really careful.
Mattia Rowley having talked to by the official. Kind of a little bit similar to both players. That was, I say, Arima. And now we will have a new player come out for Ann Arbor. That is going to be Charlie Lacey. Elliott cuts. He's trying to lead the counter. Here is Dos Santos for Ann Arbor. Here in the USL League 2 playoffs for the first time. Silva. You could hear Kafiro calling for it.
Strong tackle there from the substitute Lacey. Putting in a challenge on Lure. Two subs that have come in for either team.
So just trying to keep the clean possession here from now until the end of regulation. Is Thunder Bay up by 2 goals. Gets picked off. Oh, and there's a slip by Thunder Bay. It leads to a good shot on goal. And just off from Benford that went over the crossbar there. Just high.
Benford just pouncing onto that ball after a transitional deflection there and a slip at the back, which is not like Thunder Bay, but Benford decided to get that ball on his right foot and just going over the bar. Salah watched it sail over. He did have the option inside of him with Hanush, who was screaming for the ball, but Benford wanted that one as he had more of an angle, and I think the cover was on Hanush, and Salah probably would have saved that.
Kojo trying to cross it to the center. Looking for Hanish. Also should note, too, that Calvin Kamij is in for the first time. He is going to throw it in here. Now we'll opt to handed over to Charlie Lacey. Rod Aslani going as deep as he can go with his bench here. Good look from outside the 18. And that one slipped through.
Is this going to be a thrilling finish here?
Richard Kojo. Oh, and you could see the disheartenment there from the keeper, Salah.
Look at this here, out of nowhere, Kojo. Salah unsighted, diving late to his right-hand side. It was pinpoint in the bottom corner there. Is there some hope here for Ann Arbor? They seem to believe it. And Thunder Bay letting this slip. It's going to be very dangerous here, these last 4 minutes of the match, coming up to 3 minutes plus added time, but a lack of concentration. I was just about to talk about it, Hunter, with you, because you could see it happening where the players in the side here at Thunder Bay, they seem to be panicking now. They seem frustrated. They thought they had this game done and dusted. Now Ann Arbor are back into this match, and now they're looking, they're hungry. They really want to make something happen. Look at the urgency of the players all flying around. And there's DeSantos flying into tackles, hobbling back to the halfway line. Now there's some want.
Sometimes protecting the lead is more difficult than a team that knows that it's win or go home. And so that is exactly what Ann Arbor has done here lately in the second half. 2 unanswered goals to erase what was a 3-goal lead down to 1. And offside will be called against Thunder Bay. And you could probably hear it from the field level. The supporters here for AFC Ann Arbor making a lot of noise after that goal from Richard Kojo. Coming in the 86th minute, Brian Hanish got things going in the 71st minute. Back comes Ann Arbor, looking to press even more forward. Benford gets it taken away by Leroy.
It's offside there. It's good goalkeeping though. Nice high line there from Quindeno. But I sense that you can hear the players out there. You can hear the frustration with all the blue jerseys now trying to get things organized, get slight frustration. They dominated this whole game. Now they've made changes. The momentum swing is causing some issues here.
Well, let's go back to one of the points that we made in the first half. This is only the 3rd time this season where Thunder Bay has conceded 2 goals. And so really in rarefied air in terms of a position they're not used to, as Elliott cuts. Kafiro boxes out his defender.
Cuts did well there. He brought the ball back. There was the option in the middle, but as we're approaching the 90th minute, this is where they need to keep the ball, maybe take the ball to the corner flags.
That was Silva that was in the box, but well defended by Ann Arbor. Trying to equalize things. We'll see how much extra time we have once we reach that 90-minute mark.
Ananias was cutting in there onto his left foot. And again, it was an opportunity, but is that the time maybe to keep possession? Now you see how it's changed, and now all the blue jerseys are behind the ball and they're running. You'd rather rest in possession and do the running with the ball rather than without the ball. But they look very organized off the ball. Pierre Leroy just needs to be careful, and here he's caught. And here's
leaking outside of Sola. Oh my goodness! Ann Arbor, Ryan Hanish ties it up at 3.
Electrifying mistakes. Pierre Leroy with that mistake going over his head. He didn't drop, but there was that man, Hanush, who I spoke about in the first half, about moving his feet. He needs to be more clinical. The ball's bouncing off him. And they've clawed their way back to 3-3, and I knew something like this was going to happen, Hunter. And this is what the games are about. At Valley Stadium with the thrills and spills, and Hanush now tying the game up. Even Salah coming out, going under his foot.
That is why we love playoff soccer right there. Never say die. 6 minutes will be added here.
You're welcome.
3 unanswered goals. Just the flip of the script here we have seen from one of the younger teams in USL League 2, AFC Ann Arbor. First time this season that Thunder Bay Chill has conceded 3 goals.
That looks offside as well with Sully Silva. Just going a little bit early. He's the oldest player in the team, probably in the league. But again, I'm going back to the 90th minute where Ananias cutting in onto his left when they had possession. Maybe just keep the ball. And we spoke about you'd rather rest in possession than off the ball. There's going to be a 4th goal here before the end. I have that feeling as Hanush gives the ball away. It's going to go to one of these 2 teams out there within time.
Trying to regain their composure is Thunder Bay. Have to be absolutely stunned by what has occurred here in the last 20 minutes of regulation. That will set up a quick free kick here for Thunder Bay. Kafiro.
Great cover there by Dos Santos, who's put himself about you as he's cleared that ball. He's gone down on the goal line. He's gingerly getting to his feet.
Strong feet. Speaking of, swarmed by a pair of Thunder Bay defenders. Ryan Hanish, who scored the equalizing goal in the 90th minute.
Hanish started things off in the 72nd minute, scoring the first goal. But this, again, I go back to all the changes that were made at that particular time in the momentum swing. Just to think that this game was done and dusted. We were talking about it as Thunder Bay were looking confident. I'm not writing off Ann Arbor now, but I've seen this happen in games before.
Ananias looking for a pocket to be able to deliver that one to the center. It was just well defended there.
Fujioka did really well there, staying up with Ananias. And here he is on the...
Up ahead even more so. Hanish!
Oh, what a save there from Salah. But Hanish again just, he's flying with confidence now. Like I said, totally different to the first half. He just took that ball onto his right foot.
And that was Kojo that was the one to be able to deliver it there in the right spot. Member of Thunder Bay is down, but play continues.
Calzola, I believe it is, Hunter, in the penalty area. And they're still carrying on here at Ann Arbor. Calzola now gets up.
Benford right into Sala.
Now Ann Arbor are playing with confidence. They have this feeling about them. They know they could probably do this. As you see Dos Santos going to the side there to grab himself a drink, a well-earned drink as well, because he has done so much today. He's put himself out there. He's been all over the show and put in tackles and recovered and made things happen.
Well, and give Sala credit, too, for back-to-back clutch saves. And this is certainly not what you want to see if you're Thunder Bay, because Calzola is one of those mainstays there along the back line. But boy, how momentum can really just change, especially, you talked about it earlier when it was just a 1-0 advantage for Thunder Bay at half, and you said it, anything can happen here. And so it's amazing how just that one goal by Hanish in the 71st minute really just woke this team up and gave them the confidence to say, yeah, we can match up with Thunder Bay.
Yeah, Hanish, he's just sprung to life now. And right now, in the 93rd minute, he could have had the winner there. He'd taken out Calzola, he'd taken out Pierre Leroy, who's let 2 go by him just within the period of the goal and up till now. And Hanash had a gaping goal in front of him until Salah just dived in front of him. He looked at it and going, I've got this. And you could tell when Salah saved that, unbelievable save. But the changes have worked for Ann Arbor. The guys have come in and they put themselves about, most definitely. And like you said, some of the younger players, as we see there, with the defender that's come in there, Kalemi.
Here is Cuts. Crosser to the middle. It's taken away by Ann Arbor, and that is going to be a foul on Thunder Bay.
Dos Santos is down again with cramp. Every time Dos Santos clears a ball, he goes down with cramp. He makes a recovery run, he wins a tackle, he's down with cramp.
And you see his teammates helping him here. Dos Santos has been absolutely everywhere here, has not taken a break aside from the hydration timeouts. And so here we are in extra time. Knotted at 3. In the 55th minute, Jamie Wynn netted his second goal of the afternoon to make it a 3-0 lead for Thunder Bay. But then just under 20 minutes later, it was Ryan Hanish that was able to get the goal scoring started for Ann Arbor. As the athletic training staff continues to tend to Thiago Dos Santos, who is from Curitiba, Brazil, playing at Bethel University.
He certainly worked his socks off this afternoon. And it's just amazing, Hunter, how you see a change in momentum. That one goal, there was that belief that, as I'd say, we, Ann Arbor, could do it in the 72nd minute when Hanash scored the first goal. You could sense the belief. I just think that Thunder Bay made too many changes quickly. They should have waited a little bit, because now they're losing the ball in the midfield areas, and that's where it's coming from. And it's really testing the back line now, where Pierre Leroy, who hasn't done anything wrong, has been caught a couple of times now.
So after Dos Santos is helped off the pitch, continue to work here in extra time. Diak. This is Kojo carving in.
Kojo should have gone on his own. They got it on his right foot. He should have had a go. That was the moment he laid it off.
Especially because the seconds were winding down here in regulation. In almost 100 minutes of total regulation, not enough to decide who is going to win this opening playoff match between Thunder Bay and AFC Ann Arbor. So both teams will get a break to be able to talk things over. On one side, Justin, I think you have a feeling that there's a lot of excitement. On the other, maybe a sense of panic. We'll talk about that when we take our own hydration break here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Don't go anywhere.
largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbox to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
The Royal Mile, where everyone's a wee bit British. The Royal Mile is downtown Des Moines' living room with classic pub favourites. Pair them with a glass of whiskey or an expertly poured Guinness. It's bloody brilliant. The Royal Mile, a proper British pub.
Not too many places hit all the right notes. But when it comes to great atmosphere and delicious scratch-made food, Truman's is the name to know. Game days are for Chiefs fans, but every day is for the food fans. Truman's, get to know us by name.
It takes a village to empower a young person to achieve their full potential. Yet today in America, 1 in 3 kids are growing up without a mentor. Together, we can change this. You can be that someone for a young person by becoming a mentor. Join the village, big brothers, big sisters. Become a big today.
We are headed to overtime here at Valley Stadium between Thunder Bay, the Chill, and AFC Ann Arbor. Hunter Phillips and Justin Vorster back here with you on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Justin, how this game just really turned. At one point, it was a 3-0 lead for Thunder Bay, and maybe they just got a little too comfortable, made a slew of changes, and whatever the case may be, AFC Ann Arbor was able to take advantage of it, and it was just a roller coaster effect for them as we look at how they were able to finish things off in regulation.
Yeah, as you can see here, Lerotte missed time header, and then obviously the goalkeeper Salah as well coming out, and there was Hanash. What a great finish, composure. And then there was also that one where in the 93rd minute, but look at this ball played in again. Kojo with the outside of his foot. Kojo, and look at that, past Pierre. And Hanash thought he had the winner, but what a great save there from Salah diving to his left-hand side, just to keep Thunder Bay in this competition.
And then another thing that we were talking about over the break as well, you see the yellow shirt there in the huddle for Ann Arbor, and that is the new keeper that entered the match and had to defend a corner kick right away. And Yusu Wendo coming in for Reese Muller, who made some unbelievable saves in the first half to keep things at a 1-0 lead. And so props to him for being able to step right in. And he had to make a couple of big plays there when it was close there in the penalty area. And so it's been the little things like that that have brought life back to Ann Arbor as we go to overtime, tied at 3 here in this first round of the USL League 2 playoffs. Fans continuing to trickle in here at Valley Stadium, getting some free soccer before the Des Moines Menace take the pitch against RKC Third Coast. Fujioka.
Was well played by Lure with that first-time pass into Tavares.
Ananias giving chase, but it is Charlie Lacey collecting it. A foul on the pitch. We'll go to Ann Arbor in the USL League 2 playoffs for the first time. We're longtime members of the NPSL, looking to make the most out of their debut here in the postseason, while Thunder Bay trying to keep its tremendous season alive on a 10-match unbeaten streak. Looking to carry on the tradition of a storied club. A little too handsy there from Ananias. A yellow card will be given out.
Yeah, and Ananias bringing down DeSantos.
Closer look at that foul by Ananias.
Yeah, as you can see, just wrapped his arm around him, just bringing DeSantos down. Again, could this be dangerous?
Fujioka. One off. Arima. Arima to Hanish. He's had the hot boot here.
Hanish trying to cut in on his right foot, couldn't quite get past Rowley, and then out came Lur to win that ball. But again, you see the momentum change here with DeSantos on the ball. He's getting his side going here, urging players to get forward, bringing players into the game. And I think the changes have been helpful for Ann Arbor, but it seems to be hurting Thunder Bay at the moment, especially when they made the changes and when that first goal was scored from Ann Arbor.
So a throw in for Lacey, far side. Diak going to the back line. Here is Lacey charging forward. And now Sullivan Silva collects it for Thunder Bay.
Well read by the blue jerseys around the ball. It was well timed as they look to get forward now in the counter-attack.
Elliott cuts. Circles back to the middle. Trying to feed it to Silva.
Did look like he moved into an offside possession.
Fujioka. Too much contact on that tackle attempt from Cuts. Quickly working it to the far flank as AFC Ann Arbor.
Kojo finding space in between the lines, and again now it's opened up between the lines and it's going in the favor of Ann Arbor, whereas in the first half of regulation time it was most definitely going in favor of Thunder Bay. It's amazing how the game can change so quickly.
Cutting through, there's a shot. Oh, and what an unbelievable save made by Sala with his right hand.
Off Lacey with the strike, cutting in onto his left foot. Salah just tipping that over the bars. The ball's played through. Square ball by Benford, but look at Lacey picking it up, just cutting it onto the edge of the area, just managing to strike that ball with Salah tipping it over the bar.
Corner kick here for Ann Arbor. Referee is having a discussion with the two sides there close to the net. Curled in.
Pierre did well there. Lurot on the near post, clearing his lines.
Will be Ann Arbor ball. Here with Lacey. Set to throw it in once more. Hanosh with the possession. Out near side. Fujioka. Went over Dos Santos. But still in the half of Thunder Bay as Ann Arbor continuing to apply pressure. 3 unanswered goals, looking for that golden goal here.
Shape in attack has switched to a back three with two wing backs either side of left and right for Ann Arbor.
Kojo. There's a shot. Oh, just going off to the left.
Kojo's pass with the outside of the right foot was played with great precision. As you see this again, Kojo receiving the ball, cuts in outside of the right foot. Look at that pass that was played, and I believe it was Hanash with the strike.
He has just had a knack of being in the right spot. And how about Kojo and what he's been able to do off the bench for Ann Arbor?
It took him a while to get into the game, but now he's, you start to gain confidence, especially when you score your first goal, then the second goal. And Thunder Bay haven't quite got back into this game. You can see the legs are tired. But could they come up with something special here?
Ananias. Kafiro gets his pocket picked.
Look at Kafiro's recovery run. And a critical interception there from Calzola, just managing to slide in and clear that.
And now a dangerous look here. Sets it up for Silva. Oh, man.
Wow, with the experience of Sully Silva, you would expect him to finish that chance. Maybe it was too easy. Could have actually taken a touch there and buried it. But luckily for Ann Arbor, it goes past for a goal kick. I see Hanash has come into the midfield, and Dos Santos has moved up to the center forward position, obviously because his legs are tired, and Hanash, the younger, well, they're both youngsters, but he seems like he's got more energy. He's flying around the area. Dos Santos coming back into the midfield slightly. Bedford is still there on the far side. Ann Arbor revert into a back three, asymmetrical when they're attack, and you've got Diak that's just sitting in front of the three at the back. And Alda, Fujioka, who's got some pace about him, and Kalimai, one of the substitutes at right back.
Far side, here it is for Thunder Bay. Both sides have had quality looks, calling for it as cuts. Silva. Tough collision between the keeper, the backup keeper, Wendo, and Silva, both challenging for the ball, and Wendo is down. A yellow card will be given to Silva, it appears.
Quendo was brave coming out to that. Again, as you can see, the great ball played in, allowed time and space, beats the first defender, Alda, and that's where Silva's working off the shoulder of the right center back and inside the center back himself. And if it's not timed right, that's where the problems happen. In between, off shoulders, blind side. And Quendo was unbelievably brave there coming out to that.
Yusu Wendeno has really had to weather the storm since entering the match early on in the second half, but he has played admirably. And you know that that's a difficult read to make, especially when you have an experienced player like Silva that is charging in. And you know that he was chomping at the bit after narrowly missing what would have been the game winner for Thunder Bay.
A little nudge in the back there by Calzola, just showing his experience into the back of Benford.
Cuts is ahead for Thunder Bay. That's the opening for Taveras.
Well read there at the back. Just look at that. Taveras looking for the give and go. What a great ball. And there he is again. Now Pierre is doing the cover for Calzola. It's just amazing, Hunter. Just a couple of laps in concentration. And you could see that towards the end of the first half of the centre-back pairing with the 3 centre-backs of Thunder Bay, where they were making mental errors and they're getting caught in behind. It's cost them with the goals.
Cafiro. Laurel. Another nicely played possession there at goal for Wendeno.
Wendeno did really well there, coming over the top of Sully Silva to hold on to that.
And Wendeno a little slow to get up, and so Justin, maybe for the fans back home tuning in, maybe not aware of the overtime rules. What we're looking like here is we are 12 minutes into this overtime.
Yeah, it's 30 minutes in total. If it's still tied game, goes to a penalty shootout, 5 penalties per team. And again, if it's still tied, then you go to sudden death after that. But I'm sure at
it'll be settled before then.
Monty's Public House that they are jumping up and down on the tables and chairs over there.
Sure they are.
Especially, I'm sure they've been enjoying the last 20 minutes of the first half and up till now. And
that's why you play to the full 90. Hanash slows it down.
What a turn by Hanash as well.
Nobody was ahead, the closest being Benford.
As that ball was played into Hanash, the turn with the outside of his right foot as Pierre Leroy just got really tight to him was quality, great technique.
That's just amazing how tactical he is. Ananias, third time since coming off the bench that he has been whistled for being offside.
Yeah, he was well offside there. He went too early. I mean, the ball hadn't come out of the player on the ball, his feet, and he was already in that space.
Just as mistimed things, and maybe you wonder with some of the other group of reserve players that there just hasn't been that sort of work in the training ground on knowing when to sprint ahead as Ananias is able to draw a foul.
Cafiro's recovery, managing to cover that space on the far side to win the ball. He just blocked it, he intercepted, and he looked to go forward. But his recoveries has been phenomenal. He's shown some great actions going forward as well.
Thunder Bay trying to put away AFC Ann Arbor. Hanish. A clear foul, and there were some extracurriculars going on afterward. This may spill a bit of trouble here for Thunder Bay.
It was Hanish and Lure who were involved in that. Hanish has most certainly come to life. This one is yellow card there for Lure, and
so both receiving a yellow card. And here's what caused both to receive it.
Both basically kicking out at each other, yep. So they both deserve a yellow card on that.
But the free kick will belong to Ann Arbor. "15 minutes through here in this overtime. And they get the go-ahead. This is from Kailmaj. Away from Lure. Collecting off the bounce. Diak. Ananias trying to break away. But picked off cleanly from behind by Ann Arbor. Forward from Elder. Nobody in the vicinity here, so Sala
probably just clear his lines here up to the halfway line.
Collected by Silva. Arima. He's trying to make solid contact, but now here it is with Lure. And offside once more.
At the end of the first period of extra time, Thunder Bay 3, AFC.
So that is the end of the first overtime here at Valley Stadium. So 15 minutes, not enough to settle things. So now will be an additional 15 coming up here, still tied at 3 here between Thunder Bay and Ann Arbor. Both teams will get an opportunity to take another break, talk about what was working there, and we will go ahead and take a break as well and get you ready for the second overtime period here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbox to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels. There's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
So back here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Second overtime period between Thunder Bay and AFC Ann Arbor. Once again, Hunter Phillips and Justin Forster, glad to have you with us here for what we knew was going to be a thrilling doubleheader of playoff football, but didn't quite anticipate things would play out like this. What was a 3-0 lead for Thunder Bay quickly extinguished by Ann Arbor. And now again, it's anyone's game here late here in the second overtime.
Well, Ann Arbor have shown great character and personality to get back into this game. I think, like I said, Thunder Bay thought they had this game done and dusted. They had the final nail in the coffin. And again, we spoke about Kojo. Kojo finds himself in pockets of space in between the lines, either central, left half space, right half space areas, and it's causing problems because he's able to turn as Lacey plays it across.
Now there's a shot that goes wide left. That's Arima.
Arima and Salah didn't even see it. Maybe it was slightly more wider than what our angle looks like from up here, but Arima, by the way he put his hands in his face, it looked kind of close, and Salah was unsighted there.
So again, fans continuing to make their way here to Valley Stadium, and the second match will no doubt be pushed back just a tad, but we have been gifted to such incredible part by both of these sides here to start the playoffs. Fujioka header over. Fujioka placed that one in a very good spot there inside the 6.
And Hanash getting on the end of that, just heading the ball over the bar. And it does look like another player down with cramp, and I believe it's Calzola. But now Hanash again, he's causing problems. He's grown as this game's come along, and he was nervous in the first half. But once he got that goal, the first goal in the 72nd minute, look at him. He's buzzing around like he owns this game right now.
It just allowed him and really the rest of the team of AFC Ann Arbor to play more freely instead of just playing really tight and letting Thunder Bay dictate how the pace was to be played. And that just goes to show that all it takes is for one little break like that to really ignite a group, and that is what has happened with AFC Ann Arbor, as again a member of the Thunder Bay side is still down being tended to. Eduardo Calzola, second time here this afternoon, dealing with a little bit of cramping, and so he will have to leave the playing surface here once he is able to walk off. And there is a good look at the fans that are being treated to the overtime soccer here at Valley Stadium. I see a few of the Defend Des Moines t-shirts there sprinkled in. The first 500 fans here were able to get one of those free t-shirts. Last week was fan appreciation night, and just the crowds continue to get bigger and bigger, and hence why Des Moines is the host site here. And here you get a good look at their opponent, RKC Third Coast, sitting in the shade, taking this one all in. And the second player to your left there, Ethan Horde, he'll be one to certainly keep an eye on, one of the top goal scorers in USL League Two with 12 goals. And so that will be a fun matchup to be able to have in addition to what we've seen already here as we are getting into the evening hours.
Ethan Horde, 12 goals on the season. The top goal scorer is Leamington on 13. Horde still has some goals in him. I saw him in training last night. He pulled himself out of training. He was okay. He just looked like he wanted a break, but I tell you what, he is a physical presence. You can see him just by his demeanor and the way he walks. He will be a problem.
Well, and at the forward spot, being at 6'3", I mean, you talk about a matchup nightmare for a lot of teams, and hence why he's been able to tally a lot of goals this year. So it'll be fun to watch him in the nightcap here later on tonight.
It's going to be a great crowd here, and hopefully, how come we didn't get a T-shirt? Were we just too early?
I think we were too early. I mean, we beat everyone here, you know. Got here to Valley Stadium at around 3 o'clock. Match had a kickoff time of 4. And here we are at 6:35, and these two teams in the heat of the day really battling.
So now with Calzola out, and he looks like he's struggling. He can still come back into the game, but for now Thunder Bay are playing with 10 players on the field, including the goalkeeper. They've really got to be careful here. And this now is a chance, an opportunity for Ann Arbor to take on this. They could push the extra player up front. You can see Thunder Bay are still shaped up with their 3 at the back.
Played off to the near post. Silva. A pair of Ann Arbor defenders there. But Silva thought he was going to be back with it, but instead called for the shove.
Did you see the skill there from Lacey? Just shifting the ball from. This is the confidence right now in this Ann Arbor team. It's a different team to what we saw in the first half, Hunter.
Right.
They showed too much respect to Thunder Bay, and I think now they're just opening up with the way they're playing.
Great hustle here from Luke Benford.
It was well read by Lure, just stepping out, and then Kafiro just trying to clear his lines, but it's, Lacey winning the ball back, and Kafiro now on it, and you can see the legs are tired. this game can go anywhere, and I think if there's going to be another goal in this game, it's going to be from an error. And there was a couple of errors with Thunder Bay in the last 15 minutes of the first half that led to the goals.
From the back, sent by Alexander Pike. Pressing forward again here is Dos Santos.
Oh!
Nearly got it in the upper 90 there in the left.
And he's down with cramp again after the strike. But he's up and he's on the jog. But what a strike this is. Look at this ball played in here. Just across the penalty area. Dos Santos prep touch, another touch, time and space. And there was Salah to see it over the bar, but could that have dipped in? As we look at Calzola on the far side out of your picture, he's jogging around. It looks like he'll come back into the game. There's no way. He's a fighter. He's not going to let his team down. What a ball there. Again, Kojo receiving from Lacey between the lines, in space, and able to turn.
Hanash staying on side.
Why did he take the extra touch? He could have finished it first time.
Oh, just the rare hesitation there from Hanish.
His movement was perfect. He's out of your picture, hands on his head. He knows that he should have just hit it. Ananias went down there, but you know, that's his area for the free kick, as we saw in the highlight package before the game with the left foot.
He was looking for it, looking to draw the possible penalty.
Hanash is still wondering why he didn't finish that.
Benford for Ann Arbor. Leroux matching him step for step. Benford. Oh, a little miscommunication there between Diak and Arima.
Yeah, Diak was trying to dink that ball over for Arima, but Arima just inverted his run a little bit too much. If he would have changed his run off the shoulder, he might have just got that as the ball was bending around him.
Ananias just off to the right.
And you don't want to give Ananias that time and space, especially when he cuts in on his left foot. As Quindeno goes down, he's up again. Both goalkeepers, Mola and Quindeno, but if you look at this here, time and space here for Ananias as he cuts in with pressure there from Fujioka, which was half-hearted at least.
Lacey, Kojo, Fujioka. That's Arima cutting back. Arima still going through. Now it's Diak. Benford. Gafiro is right there. Coming down to the wire here in Des Moines.
Arima did really well there, but again was blocked by Leroux. And then there was cover as well from Alexander Pike.
Back to work is Ann Arbor. Off the throw-in. Benford.
He doesn't have any options in the penalty area. And he did really well there just to slow it down and go back to Hanash. But what a ball played in by Hanash. Just over the top of Leroux just to get Benford into the game.
Hanash trying to split through. Kafiro. Boy, he has just been so steady there in that back line.
Hanash with that big dive in the penalty area. It was just, he didn't appeal for it. I think it was just tired. There's a lot of tired legs out there. I was looking to see how big that swimming pool was.
Boy, and how these athletes are still standing now is just remarkable. Many haven't taken a break other than the hydration timeouts and then periods in between the overtimes. And then, of course, at halftime, Kojo has netted one of the 3 goals for Ann Arbor here this evening.
Fujioka with a big-time header on the far post.
Lacey. Robin. Hanish. That was Leroy.
Leroy did well there, just standing his ground on Hanish.
Leroy spinning, and now he will take it to himself across the midline. Thunder Bay. Elliott cuts. Ananias.
Look at Leroy there with his hands on his knees. And, you know, the heat is now getting to the players, obviously.
Stays with Thunder Bay, but only for a brief moment. Again, there are some tired legs out there. Benford continuing to press. The goalie played forward.
Whoa!
And Nathaniel Sala had to backtrack ever so quickly.
Look at this again, the dispossession on the edge of the area there. But look at Benford seeing Salah off his line, recovering in, ball going just past the post there. That would have been a dramatic finish to this match.
Oh, man. And how about the vision of Benford to see that and to really challenge Salah, who was well beyond his position.
Well, look at Kalimai on the edge of the area, anticipating the pass and winning it. There's a foul off the ball there, and Arami.
From the left. What do we have? A tight play there along the end line.
Looking for a penalty, but the referee has nothing to do with that, pointing for a goal kick. These changes with Ann Arbor, with Lacey, Arima, that have come into this game, Alex Diak, have been phenomenal. They've added this little burst of energy. These young kids have come in and they've gone for it. There's nothing to lose, and they're 3-0 down when they came in. And all of a sudden, they've just sprung to life. Kodjo, I've been really impressed with Kodjo, and obviously Hanash, who I thought in the first half he was showing too much respect, and there was too much respect shown all round to Thunder Bay, and that's what it looked like, Hunter. Now it's really changed as far as the momentum and everything. Thunder Bay do look tired out there right now. And I will go back to the piece when Ananias cut in at 3-2 down and went for it when we're coming up to the 90th odd minute.
You hold on to the possession, just to, certainly. There are going to be moments where if Thunder Bay cannot come out victorious, we'll have 4 additional minutes added here in this overtime. That will certainly be one where they may look back and say that certainly was a factor in us not getting the result. Silva.
Lacey just getting a toe in there. We saw goals. It looks like it's going to be a change, a goalkeeping change.
It's what it looks like for Thunder Bay.
Now Salah's going off. Now Salah looks very flamboyant in goal. He looks like he can save penalties. Is this the change for the goalkeeper that saves penalties?
Looks like that is Garrett Wild.
Is he the secret weapon coming into this game?
Boy, we have seen just a little bit of everything here in this one. So the team captain, Nathaniel Sala, walks off. And the new keeper is Garrett Wild. Elliott cuts here for Thunder Bay. Seeing if there are any options there in the penalty area. Ananias trying to quickly turn. Now from the back, Lair.
Look at those white jerseys back there just forming a wall across the top of the penalty area.
Silva. Ball still stays alive. Oh! Goes in. Thunder Bay. At the end of the second overtime, with late heroics, are able to hang on.
But it's not over.
Man, oh man.
Look at the bench. Bench is cleared. It's not over though. This game is still on. There'll be some added time here, but I tell you what a finale here. Unbelievable. And this is what the game's about. Moments in the game. And Thunder Bay, have they scored the winner? Look at this again. Sullivan, Silva on the ball, onto his right foot, strikes it now. Quindano would have thought that he should have had that, and it looked like Kafiro getting the winner there. Yeah. Winner, I say the winner, but...
Potential.
It
was him and Hugo Tavares that were right there, and boy, just the one mishap by
Tavares. Looks like he got the winner there, didn't he?
Yep, it sure does there. Very good view by our crew right there, and that is a very fired up Thunder Bay squad. But that just went off of the hands of Quindano.
Quindano will be kicking himself because I tell you what, he feels that he could have held on to that. But this isn't over.
And so you know that more stoppage time will be added, but Thunder Bay may be looking for a little bit more. And who was the last one to make contact with it here?
Quindano brought down Kufira Ananias is given a penalty as well, Hunter. He's given a penalty, which will be the second penalty here for Thunder Bay.
We're able to...
But look at that again. Ananias just touching the ball past the goalkeeper, Quindano.
Boy, how things have just take a sudden turn just when you thought Ann Arbor had the momentum now. And back-to-back sequences here. Thunder Bay able to tally a goal, and we'll look for another one here. Jose Gonzalez connected on a penalty kick back in the 50th minute. Brian Ananias had 2 goals in the regular season finale, looking to tally another big one here for Thunder Bay. See, the official has to break up a few of the players there. Still waiting for the whistle. Boy, and just have to feel for AFC Ann Arbor. Mounting an incredible comeback, but Thunder Bay continuing to hang tough. Hugo Tavares finally giving them that lead back, and now looking to pad it here. Looks like a player is being helped off for Thunder Bay. That is Pierre Leroux, who expended a lot of energy out there, Justin. You could see why it's...
I could go through this whole team, both sides. De Santos on the one end, Leroux on the other end. I mean, it's hot out there. It's certainly got to these guys as the game has gone on. You can see it.
Ananias to take the penalty. And he splits it through.
I saw Ananias. He was definitely going to go across his body. He was going to bend that ball to the Quindano's left-hand side as he's hurting a bit as well. And this could be it. I feel, Hunter, as far as the game over at 5-3. As soon as this kickoff goes, I'm sure it's going to be the final whistle within the 30 seconds.
Another look at Ananias, who is almost automatic there in those situations. Again, drilled an absolute beauty off a free kick. One of 2 goals against Bavarian. Close out the regular season.
Cafero just lets the ball go out just to kill time.
And how about Cafero and what he has been able to do? Absolutely brilliant in the back.
He's got to be close to man of the match. He's been up and down, he's covered ground, he's blocked challenges, he's got forward, he's got an engine on him, he's just continues to go.
Making the plays that don't necessarily show up in any kind of stat book, but boy, he was the difference maker, and especially in that first half, and then even to begin the second half. But when they needed just a quality play, they turned to him. Hanish. Challenge there for it there along the end line. And that will do it. You see a lot of players immediately hitting to the pitch because, boy, they gave it their all. And so for AFC Ann Arbor, a valiant effort, but coming up shy here in the second overtime. The final score here in this one, 5-3, Thunder Bay over Ann Arbor. We'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll recap what was a thrilling match to start our doubleheader here tonight, and we'll look forward to the second match coming up between RKC Third Coast and the Des Moines Menace. 5-3 in full-time, Thunder Bay over AFC Ann Arbor here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Need orthopedic care today? DMOS Orthopedic Urgent Injury Clinics in Ankeny and West Des Moines are open 6 days a week. No appointment necessary. Our 2 convenient walk-in clinics offer you full access to dedicated orthopedic specialists. Wait times and costs are generally less than an ER visit. Check hours of operation and wait times instantly at DMOS.com. DMOS Urgent Injury Clinics in Ankeny and West Des Moines, helping you get back to living.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now. All the best brands and the best selection. And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that. Come see us now, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
It's the DeArmond Ford Summer Sales Event. Lease a new 2023 F-150 STX Super Cab 4x4 for $399 a month. That's right, $399 a month. With 10% down first payment and all fees due at signing. Save on new 2023 Ford Escape, Edge, and Expedition. Receive 2.9% APR for 60 months, plus no payments for 90 days. It's the Ford Summer Sales Event at DeArmond Ford, Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
5-3, Thunder Bay hangs on against AFC Ann Arbor in the first round of the USL League 2 playoffs here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. It took to double overtime to decide this one, but 2 critical goals, Justin, in a quick period of time, was able to give Thunder Bay a hard-earned victory.
Well, Kundwena didn't hold on to that. It looked like, and I think it actually came off the defender. It was an own goal, but both Tavares and Ananias are both claiming that goal. But they're winning it 5-3, and as you can see here, the match winner, Ananias, left foot across the goalkeeper, Buendano, into the opposite corner to put the final nail in the coffin to win 5-3.
So it's now 11 straight matches of being unbeaten for Thunder Bay, but really were put to the test by AFC Ann Arbor here in their first taste of the USL League 2 playoffs. They finished the 2023 campaign at 6-6-1. What a display by Coach Aswani's team, and certainly showed a lot of heart, especially because they were down 3-0 towards about 20 minutes left to go in regulation and really made a match out of it. And so now Thunder Bay will await the winner of our next match, which again features the home squad, the Des Moines Menace, taking on RKC Third Coast. And so that will be in about an hour's time or so. So it gives us an opportunity to get a breather, maybe a bite to eat, and also to be able to just really recap what was a fun match. And so, again, full time, Thunder Bay is the winner here against our AFC Ann Arbor. So on behalf of our entire crew, led by our producer Randy Nielsen, and for my broadcast partner Justin Forster, I'm Hunter Phillips, signing off for now from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines, and we will see you for Game 2 here of this playoff doubleheader, or you know it, here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.